Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do number two by let me do it again. A King's Vengeance number two by Scout Comics. So yeah, this is a follow up of issue number one that I reviewed a long time ago because it's somehow these comics do not come out on a monthly basis. A little bit of the backstory here. I just figured it out a couple of minutes ago that this is actually a Kickstarter book, and I believe just Scout says have now make a deal with that guy with the Peter Ricq, and to publish it through Scout. That's all fine and dandy. It's why not. But the Kickstarter says it's 96 pages, and this one, the first one is 24 aroundish, and this is 36. This is this big difference in. Okay, I don't know why they made that decision, but it doesn't matter. So it seems that there's maybe one or two extra issues, maybe 4 or 5 could be. But I looked everywhere. As of now, there is still no number 3 in the works. Maybe because of a time. Maybe it's time based, the deal. I just don't know. But anyway. And the first one, I'm going to leave the link in the description so you can check it out what I think about that. It was very light on content, but the world is very intriguing. And we're going to expand on that in this one. So one of my biggest gripes was not really the art. The art is very cartoonish, and it doesn't have any much detail. This one, I don't know what Peter did, but he ramped it up. It's way better. For instance, I mean, look at this. This is freaking cool. This is a way different atmosphere than in the first book. There's a lot of elements in here, and I like that. So this guy comes here with, basically, small spoiler, there was a war going on. A king called Olric tried to defy Lord Mozdial. He lost. He was being butchered. He was being thrown on a pile of bodies, and his body was found by someone, and then someone brought him back somehow years later. It says 20 years later. Okay. Anyway, so he comes into the pub, walks into the pub, and looks very lively. And and this guy says, "Ooh, what?" I don't know why he did that, but oh man, I need to sneeze. No, why now? Okay, try to withhold that. So this guy says most civilians leave their blades at the door. I'm not most humans. I'm not most civilians, he says. So he reveals his face, and you see the scars here. A troublemaker, huh? And an ugly one at that. So he says, on slow nights we round up troublemakers to be fed to the one master Mozdial. Okay. But he's the king. They don't know that this is the king from many years ago. So they surround him, and he says, this guy says, tonight's a slow night. And he all said, ha 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 ha. So he says, are you the ranking officer? Yes. So he's going to headbutt him a lot. So he headbutts him, I don't know, dead. I don't know why they decide to make it pink blood. It doesn't look real good. I mean, blood is red, not pink. And the whole book has a little bit of the same color scheme. You can see it on the cover. It's red, it's brownish, it's black, gray, pinkish as well, and that's a theme for the whole book. And I don't mind that, but Jesus Christ, make the blood red, right? That's the color. Anyway, so he turns around and says, "Who's the next ranking officer?" So skipping a few pages or one page, so they attack him, and this guy is coming from behind, and he stabs him in the neck, but he doesn't phase at all. But somehow, I don't know what happens, but he, draw life force from him, and his hand is now some kind of bones. And so he kills some guards, and it actually looks really cool. So he turns around, and this guy still screams, "Ah!" And this guy tried to kill him from behind. So he ducks, he lost his hand, and then well, you can see what's happening here. So he buries his sword in this guy's face, and then he's blowing him up like, I don't know, like this is a gun. And it looks all nice and gory, and I like that. I mean, look at this. This looks freaking awesome. With all these bodies lying around, and the other one's, oh, and then he says, tell your superiors about what's happening here. And he says, my hand, what did you? And then he kills him. And he says, I won't be going anywhere. So there's a small flaw in here, because I believe this was bigger, and they make it smaller to fit it in here. There's nothing wrong with that, but the words, the fonts of the text is smaller than this, and that's a big no-no. You don't do that. You need to have everything at the same. That's how it works. Blowing up text or words or making them smaller, that's not really good or efficient. Not sure why they do that, because, well, look at this. There's a difference. Maybe small nitpicking, but, that's why. Anyway, moving on. So he waits outside, and then we have this bullshit again. When the creator thinks, hey, you know what people like? Black fucking pages with nothing on it. Dude, I paid $4 for it. I don't want this. Why is this needed? I know why this needed, because he is unconscious, and then he's gonna open. He's gonna open his eyes or whatever. But that's not what it happened. So this is in the past, although they don't say it's in the past, and he's lying on the table, and the dinosaur is outside, and this is basically Dr. Frankenstein, I believe. So he's carrying around all these parts here, and he's talking to him, and then he's using this some kind of a candle, and he basically wakes up. Wait a minute, did I pass something? No. Anyway, so he's screaming, and he's all scared, and he sees all these limbs, and he says, good, you're awake. Balfour Crane needs to know, why didn't you go to the other side? So this is Crane. And but this guy is all in panic and screaming, so he realizes that he made a mistake, and now he's gonna go to the land of dreams again until he's ready. And again, okay, so time passes, and we see the dinosaur, and he again. What the hell is with these people? This is the second black page. I don't want that in my comic. There's nothing of value in here. This is not, raising tension or, thinking, ooh, there's something coming. No, this is just a black page. There's 2 black pages in one comic. Why? So he opens up his eyes, and probably more time has passed. And he says, I can't smell anything, he says. Well, nor will you breathe. I'm sorry. You are dead, my friend. And he says, Mozdial. Yes, that's very interesting indeed. So they basically have a conversation. He said, can a small genius like myself help make you into a creature powerful enough to slay the nightmare of nightmares? He says. And he says, I provided that. And we see here this I like this a lot. So with all these scribbles here and this text. But like I said, it's just Frankenstein material. And I like that. I don't know. It's like, it looks very nice. He says, I have a fortune of gold. And I said, blah, gold is boring. I need you for something. Let's call it a favor once the time comes. I wonder what it is. And so then we skip back to modern day, if you can call it that. So one of the guards or officers or captains or high-ranking whatever, there was in issue 1, or was he the one that cuts him up? I don't remember anymore. It's not really important, but he was part of the butchering, I guess. With the king, he stands with the king. Well, not with the king, but with Lord Mozdial. So immediately he attacks him, And oh wait, he says, "Who awaits me? Who kills my men and wishes to?" And then he just prepares, and he does something, and then oh wait a minute, he just cuts off his arm. He says, "What?" And all these soldiers are like, "What's happening?" So the other one wants to punch him, but then he puts his sword down in the middle before the hit connects. So then this happens, and this awesome looking gruesomeness. Still no red blood, but it looks awesome. And his whole arm is splitting open. Looks so freaking cool, man. And then the other soldiers wants to help him, but then the dinosaur comes and he's defend his master or whatever. And again, looks great. We see these dinosaurs, eating all these people and killing them, and then this bad guy just kicks him. And by the way, he has also 4 arms, 2 big ones and 2 tiny ones. And then we see then that the king you hear this tapping noises off his feet, tap 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 tap. Grabs his sword, and then he does something like this. He attacks him again. And then he uses, I don't know, some kind of a mini shotgun, a gun, and blows part of his what's it called? And it's not an ear. Part of his face, let's leave it at that, away. And then he cuts his head off. Looking freaking cool, man. And and then he whistles to his dinosaur steed, while the dinosaur is still eating parts of this man. And then they go to Lord Mozdial's castle. And that's the end of this book. And it looks, like I said, it looks very cool. Lots of action here. It's minimalistic dialogue. But it is way, 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 way better than the first book. I like it a lot. Whatever thing that I don't like in issue 1, it makes it up. Not the fucking black pages that I really, really hate. I wonder if he's going to do that again in issue number 3. I don't know. I don't know when it comes out. But we will see. And he also did this. Once Our Land, not sure what it is. There's also 2 volumes. Never heard of it. But he also did the art and the cover. And then we have some Scout comics thingy. Okay. When it comes to paper quality, I really hated that. The cover is also the same stock of the interiors. It's cheap, but Scout is not really a big company as far as I know. It's not Marvel, and even Marvel is doing that kind of crap. So I forgive that. Overall, this is a very nice comic. I recommend it, but maybe I shouldn't recommend it before we have read issue 3 and 4. If there is a issue 3 and 4, I guess so. Well, we'll see. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and we see you next time. Bye-bye.